You ever watch a Marvel movie and think, why does everything look like it's lit by a giant softbox? Faces look flat, backgrounds all same, mid-tone and nothing really pops. Well, you're not wrong. There's a practical reason for that and it's boring but also important to know. A lot of Marvel shoots are done VFX first. I know, like it's a shocker, but the choice, convenient as it is, costs movies real visual life. On set, lighting is kept neutral, soft, and even so that CGI suits, creatures, or backgrounds can be swapped in later without a nightmare of compositing. Neutral lighting minimizes weird color spills, makes rotoscoping easier and reduces headaches when the design of an element isn't finished. That's why, for example, some of the time suits in Endgame were shot as plates first and had the suits added in post. The suits weren't even finalized during principal photography, so director and crew ended up using flat lighting just like they do with most of their movies so that the VFX teams can build the rest in post-production. The strategy has real obvious benefits for a franchise the size of Marvel. Things change mid-production, executive demands tweaks and reshoots just happen, that's normal. Multiple units shoot different pieces. It's a pragmatic, insurance-minded approach. Keep the footage neutral so you can adapt it later on. On paper, it's efficient, but what you gain in flexibility is what you lose in cinematic texture. Lighting is not decoration, it's literally storytelling. Good lighting sculpts faces, separates foreground from background, emphasizes emotion and gives depth to a frame. Think about how a rim light can cut a heroic silhouette or how a motivated key can throw a face into relief and tell you who is in control. Take that away and your characters sit in a mid-tone soup. They're readable, sure, you can see everything, but nothing sears into memory. Staging suffers too. When lighting is flattened for post, the camera becomes a register of action rather than a partner of the drama. You lose the chance to craft images that add meaning beyond the dialogue. A hero standing in a field of shadows looks like a hero. A hero standing in uniformly lit field looks like an actor in a parking lot. Over time, watching dozens of frames like that makes the whole cinematic world feel safe and flat. Like a high-budget theme park ride instead of, if we're so being bold, a film with a personality. Contrast that with movies that commit early to a visual design. Films like The Dark Knight or Watchmen aren't just dark because someone wanted mood. They use contrast, motivated light sources, and carefully chosen shadows to make compositions feel dimensional. Even when their plates are heavy or stylized, those films let do lighting half the storytelling. You leave the theater remembering images, not just the plot points. That's because lighting and staging were treated as core creative choice, not backups for post-production. So, how do you fix this without burning your VFX pipeline to the ground? Well, simple practical steps. Lock in major design elements, suits, creatures, looks, and key environments before principal photography whenever possible. If you know what the hero costume looks like, everyone can just light them for the camera and give VFX something that already sits naturally in the scene. There are also modern tools that help in camera LED volumes and real-time background projection that lets production put final looking environments around actors during photography, reducing the need for neutral fill and giving actors real lighting to react to. That tech isn't cheap, but it's an investment in images that feel like they were made, not stitched together. Finally, give the director real control over the look, not just the post-production. Let the people who design the lighting have the authority to push for motivated sources, rim lights, and dramatic contrast when needed. Readability is important. Nobody wants fights you can't follow, but readability doesn't require visual blandness. You can make actions clear and cinematic at the same time. Bottom line is Marvel's flat look is a choice born of logistics, deadline, and the need to leave options for post-production. It's rational, it's safe, but safe choices rarely makes for great cinema. If Marvel wants their films to feel more cinematic, they need to treat lighting like staging, like part of the script, not a backup plan for VFX. Good staging makes characters pop. And if you want movies that look like movies, not expensive catalog of effects, you can start there. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.